Here are the solutions to page 87. So you've got it in here, a square, and that's a 6 by 6. So to find the area, you do s to the second power, which is 6 to the second power, or 36. Now, the other shapes in here are all triangles, and you have 4 of them. And they're all going to be the same size. The base of the triangle is the same distance as the side length of the square, so that's going to be 6. And then your height is going to be 12. So we're going to come down and we're going to do the area of the triangles here. It's going to be 1/2 the base times the height, which will be 0.5 times 6 times 12. So that will give us 36. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, so I need to multiply that by 4 because each of the triangles has an area of 36. And when I do that, I get 144. So now I need a total, so I'm going to add 144 and 36 together. So 144 for the area of the triangles plus 36 gives you 180 centimeters squared. Now I'm going to go ahead and erase that so I can give myself some room. All right, now to find the perimeter, I want the entire outside. And the only thing that's outside is the lengths of the triangles. So here's the deal. If I know that one triangle all the way across is 6, and it's split down the middle by the height, or in other words, 12, this is a right triangle. You might even want to draw it up here so you can see it a little better. There's 12, and then if all the way across is 6, then that means A is 3. So I need to find C, the hypotenuse. So I'm going to do A to the second plus B to the second equals C to the second. A squared is going to be 3 squared plus 12 squared equals C squared. That gives us 9 plus 144. And 9 plus 144 gives us 153. And then you take the square root of both sides. And so C is going to be equal to about 12.4 if we round. So every side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides is equal to 12.4. So I could add 12.4 8 times, but the quicker way would be to do 12.4 times 8, which gives us approximately 99 2/10 centimeters for our perimeter. Number 2. This one, on your paper, the side lengths are now 5, and the height is 9. So, once again, to find the area, you're going to do the side length squared for the square, which is 5 to the second, or 25. You'll do 1/2 times the side length is 5, so times 5, times the height of the triangle, which is 9, which is going to give you 22.5. But remember, you got to multiply that by 4 because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. And when you do, you get 90. And then you have to add square area plus triangle areas. Gives you a total area of 115 centimeters squared. For the perimeter, once again, we'll do it the exact same way. The only thing that's on the outside are the hypotenuses of the right triangle. So remember, your height is 9. All the way across is 5, which tells me that from just this section right here in one of the right triangles, that's 2.5. And I need to know C. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 2.5 to the second plus 9 to the second. 2.5 to the second is 6.25. You're going to go ahead and add, and that'll give you 87.25. And then take the square root. And the square root of that is roughly 9.3. But I have 8 sides that are 9.3, so I'll multiply that by 8 for a total perimeter of 74 4/10 centimeters. Next thing, we'll come down, and now we've got, in number 3, 2 triangles and a square. So I've got 8, I have 3, and I have 3, and I have 8 on top. So the square is going to be 8 to the second, or 64. The triangle is going to be 1/2 times 8 times 3, which is 12. But I have 2 triangles, so I'll multiply that by 2 to get 24. And 64, the area of the square, plus 24, the area of the triangles, gives us 88 inches squared for the area. For your perimeter, I have 8 and 8, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more sides on the triangle. So I know I'm going to have to do, for the perimeter, 8 plus 8. But now I need to figure out what is the side length. Well, if you notice, once again, this is a right triangle, so I'm looking for C. Now, if all the way across is 8, then that means that side is 4. So I'm going to use the Pythagorean theorem. A is 4 to the second, B is 3 to the second, and C is squared. If you remember your Pythagorean triples, you may remember that this triangle is a 3, 4, 5. If you don't remember your Pythagorean triples, you can do the math. So now each C is worth 5. So I'm going to have 8 plus 8 plus 4 5s is 20. Or you could do 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's up to you, to give you a total of 36 inches for your perimeter. And then the last one, this time we've got 6 and 6, and we have 16 and 16. So my area of the square is 16 to the second, or 256 inches squared. For the triangle, I have 1/2 times the base, which is 16, times the height, which is 6. And when you multiply those together, you get 48. But I've got 2 triangles, so I've got to multiply that by 2. So I have 96 for my triangles together. So the square plus the area of both triangles gives me a total area of 352 inches squared. For the perimeter, exactly like number 3, I'm looking for C. I know that I need to use the Pythagorean theorem. And if all the way down is 16, that means that this half is 8. So I've got 8 to the second plus 6 to the second equals C squared. You might recognize this one as a Pythagorean triple as well. And you would get 10. So all of your sides for C are 10, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of those sides. So I have 40 for all of the outside hypotenuses of my triangles. And then I've got 16 plus 40. 16 and 16 are the sides for the square. And when you add those together, you get 72 inches.